name is Gideon, and today we're going to take a look at how to append PDFs with FileMaker Server. If you'd like to follow along, you can download the sample file I'm using at the link in the video description below. Before we get started, there are two important rules to remember when appending PDFs in FileMaker. Rule number one, native FileMaker can only append a PDF it is currently exporting to an existing PDF. Rule number two, if you have existing PDFs you want to append, you'll have to use the Base Elements plugin. What this means then is if you're creating a report based on multiple layouts, you can use FileMaker to export each layout as a PDF and append them as you go. The result is one big PDF. If, however, you have existing PDFs in storage and you want to append them together, you'll have to use the Base Elements plugin. Neither of these methods is necessarily better than the other one. It really just depends on your use case. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at how to use these. The sample file here that I'm using is hosted. This is to demonstrate running this on server, of course. But if you'd like, you can also run the sample file locally. You just have to tell the scripts attached to these buttons to run locally. Right now, they are performing the script on server, but it'll work either way. So once you get this thing open, you will see that here on the left, we have some existing PDFs to use with Base Elements. Here on the right, this will be empty when you open it. This is going to be an empty container field that will hold the PDF once we export and append it using FileMaker Server. So we'll go ahead and start with Server. What's going to happen when I click this button is it's going to come over here to Report Header Layout. It's going to export this as a PDF to the temporary path. We're using the temporary path because on FileMaker Server, that's really the only option you have is to use temporary path for saving data. Once that's done, we're going to come over here to our report layout, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to export this as a PDF to the same file path there on temp. However, this is going to have the append option turned on when it exports, and if it finds a PDF at that file path, it will put this on the end of it. So once this runs, both of these will be one big PDF sitting there in the temp folder. Now to get this back into FileMaker, we can't use insert PDF, that script step. Unfortunately, that's not available on FileMaker Server. However, we use insert from URL and just specify the source URL as the file path location, and that'll bring it back in. So once we click this button, we see we now have our one big report. We have our header and we have our report data. And that's really all there is to appending it with FileMaker Server. You can clear this out like we did earlier and run it again if you would like. But we'll go ahead and switch back over to Base Elements. So here on the left, we have a couple of PDFs here that are existing. We'll go ahead and reset this for our demonstration. Here on the left, very far left, we just have our header, and here on the right, we have our report. And what we're going to do is use Base Elements to append this to this PDF. And it's pretty simple. It's just one function that Base Elements provides that does this for us. So we go ahead and run this, and there we have it. They're now appended together. A cool feature of this is you can click this button multiple times, and it just keeps appending this PDF to this PDF. And the net result is this one just gets longer and longer and longer. So depending on what you're using it for, that can be pretty handy. And honestly, that's it for appending PDFs together with FileMaker and Base Elements. Base Elements does have some more options regarding file paths and locations for source and export. So take a look at that. If you have any questions or if you would like to know more about PDFs and FileMaker, please reach out to us here at DB Services and we'll be happy to help you.